Hey loves, welcome to a new episode of About Her. Today's a solo one and I feel so called to talk about being a mom and being burned out because unfortunately that is something that is on trend right now, and definitely not because we want it that way, but just because of how much pressure is still going on in our lives as mothers, as entrepreneurs, as employees, as women wearing so many different hats. And I feel, at least in Europe where I'm living, that there is still this, oh, but you're just taking care of your children. You shouldn't burn out from this. And yes, we shouldn't. But there is all the additional hats that we wear that then lead to total overwhelm. And if there is no way of our nervous system to know how to cope with that, how to regulate in a healthy way, how to decrease stress level from being permanently up here, then that ultimately leads to burnout even. And I'm saying this to myself as much as I'm saying this to you, even if you love what you're doing. And that goes for being a mom as much as it goes for your work life. I love what I do. I generally love what I do. And I'm working on my business every night since 7 years. And I've never regretted 1 second, but still, I burn out from it because I don't give myself time because there's so much hats that I'm juggling to wear at the same time. And the same goes for being a mom. I love being a mom, but still, I'm exhausted because of sleepless nights and tantrums and trying to be a really good conscious mom who cooks from scratch, who tries to live as zero waste as possible, who tries to do everything different than everyone else, and then leading to businesses. So yes, there's a lot to do in our lives. And no, that doesn't mean that we all need to burn out. I really think that we just haven't learned. And who should we have learned it from? Because it wasn't present. The knowledge just wasn't present when we grew up. So our parents couldn't give it to us. We don't talk about education because, well, but now we do have access to nervous system regulation that is fast and really powerful, that doesn't take you hour-long meditations, even though you could. And I would love to have more time and energy for doing daily 2-hour meditations as I used to before I was a mom. But now I'm not able to do that, and it's okay. But that doesn't mean that I need to be burned out, that I need to run on fumes every second of my life. Because there's exercises that you can use. There's support that you can get from yourself, first and foremost, and that helps you calm down and juggle these things with a relaxed baseline, with knowing that this is not to test you and this is not a sign from the universe that you shouldn't take on as much or that you're not built for all of that stuff that just jumps on you every day. This is, contrary to what most people will tell you, a capacity expanding process. And the moment that I realized with a kid that throws a tantrum and 2 colds that start within the next hour and me trying to prepare and be my best self, that is not a sign that I'm too overwhelmed and I need to skip everything and run away. But, oh cool, the universe is giving me all of these opportunities to realize that I've already have the capacity to hold them. I'm saying that again because we've been programmed to think the exact opposite of what I'm trying to make as a point here, which is if you're overwhelmed, that's a good sign. If you're overwhelmed and you feel like you're totally burnt out, then that's a good sign. That's you growing capacity. That's you realizing, or you have the possibility to realize, at least, that your capacity has grown. And we're having a fine line here, Maybe in your head you're already debating, but I cannot gaslight myself into thinking that everything's okay. No, you shouldn't. But what you should do, if you should do anything, is asking yourself if the old belief systems of overwhelm equals burnout is still the one that runs your life. Or if there's a new thing that has emerged and you just haven't noticed, which is like, oh, overwhelm could also mean I'm invited to check if I'm in alignment here. If maybe I've grown my capacity and I just haven't realized, and now I don't even need to be overwhelmed, or maybe it's a boundary thing. So there are so many things that your overwhelm can tell you, but the point that I want to come back to here is that it can be a good sign if you let it. And if you do let it be a good sign, then you'll realize that you'll feel much safer, that your nervous system is able to snap back into relaxation, and therefore all of the burnout stuff is going away much faster than you could ever imagine. Because it is, in the end, mostly a mindset thing. Not completely, no. But it starts at the mind, and the mind is, I feel, the steering wheel that we've all seen as the driver, but it's not. And if we go back to realizing, oh, it's just a direction we go, but I'm the driver, and my consciousness, the driver, can take responsibility for where we're going, then things are all of a sudden not as dramatic, not as overwhelming, not as life-threatening as they were before. So I know I've rambled a lot here. I thought I'd make it much shorter. I haven't. This is just your reminder for today that the next time that you feel overwhelmed and you feel like you're close to burnout, or you already had experienced a burnout and you don't want to go there again, which I totally get, that you're invited to look at your capacity from a different standpoint, to look at what overwhelm means for you from a different standpoint, but also to look at what do you fit into your life from a different standpoint, and what do you want to say yes to in the future. Future meaning starting of this second, not next year. Now, what do you want to take on? What do you want to say yes to or no to? Just do a little check-in with yourself. It doesn't have to be anything big. We don't want to have another layer of to-dos and overwhelm. Just check in with yourself after you've stopped this video and see what I want to keep. What is in discussion to go? And then we go from there within the next episode. Love you.